What are the top 5 crypto airdrops for 2022 and how can you take advantage of them before they occur? As well as the EU crypto ban against proof of work fails in the committee, so they will not be banning crypto. Are you a Terra Luna holder? There is a massive bet that has been placed against it, as well as the Pixar NFT sells out within 24 hours. Are we still in an NFT bear market? All that and more. G'day, I'm your host, Ben Simpson from Collective Shift, where I break down the top crypto news and analysis within 8 to 10 minutes daily. If you like this show, please like and subscribe, or leave me some feedback below if you like these videos or if there's anything you want me to cover. Let's get into it. What are the biggest opportunities for airdrops in 2022? Nick, our analyst at Collective Shift, ran through some of the biggest airdrops potentials for 2022. So these are airdrops that haven't happened before, that also haven't necessarily been announced, but our team has analyzed what we think the biggest opportunities are and where you should be looking to find growth and opportunities in airdrops land for 2022. First of all, what are airdrops? Well, an airdrop is basically a distribution of crypto assets or NFTs to a predefined set of users based on usually the active awareness or usability of a particular product. So the biggest one recently, for example, was the ENS ETH domain. So if you had purchased an ENS domain prior to them announcing the airdrop, you received an airdrop. And this was one of the biggest ones that ever happened. Again, usually these aren't announced. That's a marketing play to reward early adopters or loyal users to a product. Now, not all platforms and products are obviously going to have an airdrop. So what we've done, again, no guarantees here, but we have basically identified the most likely projects to tokenize for 2022, as well as where we think these platforms are going to send airdrops. Now, this is speculation in a sense, but also some research has been delved into, well, what are the most likely? And we've given this a 5 to 0 star rating. Now, if you want this full list, you can head over to Collective Shift, you sign up for a free trial, and under airdrops, you can search for potential airdrops and get this full resource, but I'm going to cover the top 5. Number 1, HOP protocol. How to capitalize here. An airdrop could go to users who regularly transfer funds between optimistic rollups. There is no official word from the team, but they've given the potential of Ethereum Layer 2s to tokenize. HOP protocol could be a candidate. We're giving that a 4 out of 5 star rating. Ethereum Layer 2s. ZK Sync announcing the documentation they will tokenize, although it's unclear how, who, or when. The governance token has been confirmed via ZK Sync docs, and we are giving this a 5 star rating. Number 3, Starknet, a newly launched ZK rollup heavily centralized by Starkware. We think this is a little bit less likely than the company itself, Starkware, but however, it will tokenize, and Starknet could as well. They have stated their desire to decentralize in 2022. We're giving this a 4 star rating. Number 4, TerraSwap. TerraSwap has been around for a while. If it releases a token, it will be the most likely to do a historical airdrop. So it could be worth trading, providing some liquidity if you plan to use the Terra ecosystem. There's no likely word from TerraSwap. However, given the other DeFi platforms have tokenized, it seems very likely that TerraSwap could follow suit. An airdrop could also go to Luna stakers. 4 stars. And number 5, Zigzag Exchange. Using the Zigzag bridge to on-ramp from layer 1 to layer 2 or swapping in the exchange. Given it's one of the first exchanges to go live and ZK Sync has announced a future token, there could be a high chance, giving it a 4 stars. And there's a few more here as well that we can list out. Head over to Collective Shift, you can sign up for a free trial and receive this full analysis. Very quickly, some other airdrop strategies. When looking for airdrops, providing staking usually is a way to earn the rewards. Finding your niche, finding organizations where you're not just scattering your eggs, but you can focus on a particular niche, such as the Cosmos ecosystem or Ethereum Layer 2s is helpful. Some risks, be aware of rug pulls. There is a chance that crypto assets from unknown projects could be malicious or a rug pull. Be careful of the time, legal, and tax. Just be aware of all those sorts of things. But as again, you can jump over here and see all of our analysis there on Collective Shift. Moving into the EU crypto ban. Now, it wasn't necessarily crypto in general they're looking to ban. They were looking to ban proof of work in the EU. Now, that went off for a vote overnight and it has been stripped, thankfully. The regulations reporter and leader of the econ community, Dr. Stefan Berger, was opposed to earlier move with more aggressive language against the proof of work mining, but had faced difficulties assembling a coalition. So they were trying to ban proof of work, and Bitcoin is proof of work. They're basically doing this because it was like a green socialist attempt. It was an environmental play. As you've probably seen on the channel recently, we've been discussing how much carbon emissions is produced by Bitcoin versus gold or the finance market as a whole or washing machines, and Bitcoin is really minute compared to some of these assets. But for some people, they want to target as Bitcoin as being not environmentally friendly. but thankfully it has been moved out. And I think Bitcoin and a lot of other miners are looking to be more energy efficient, looking at renewables and things like that. So we are moving in the right direction. But I think more broadly, like Bitcoin compared to these other industries is simply not producing anywhere near the carbon emissions that some of these other industries are. So I'm pretty happy that that's been withdrawn. Now, Bitcoin could crush the Russian ruble by rising another 140%. So basically what's happening over in Russia, the ruble is collapsing, and we're seeing a lot of people either buying Bitcoin or just heading out of the ruble, and it's just absolutely crumbling. The bullish outlook appears as Russian central bank imposes stricter capital controls on its citizens, including a ban on using rubles to buy the US dollar. So the Russian central bank is basically saying you can't use this, you can't sell your rubles. Bitcoin has declined by around 30% after topping out at 5.8 million rubles a token on March 9th. Nonetheless, that said, the drop could be an excuse for traders to dump another big stash of Russian national currency if a classic bullish continuation pattern plays out. Now, I know Russia owns a lot of gold, a lot of Bitcoin. We'll probably be seeing them continuing to sell off some of their assets to boost the economy, but people are scared. They're fleeing from the ruble, and that's probably to be said in a war, right? If we were in a war in Australia, what would you be doing? You'd probably be panicking. The Australian dollar's probably plummeting. You're probably trying to find other assets to hold your money in so you're not losing all that store of wealth. So, I mean, Bitcoin's a perfect potential hedge against that, but obviously not just Bitcoin, gold, US dollars, just anything to get out of the ruble. As a result, the Moscow exchange has suspended trading from February 28th until further notice. Similarly, the shares of Russian-backed companies abroad have suffered, with the MSCI index tracking their exchange-traded funds reporting nearly a 78% outflow since the invasion began. So people are just leaving the Russian ruble. So pretty scary. 2 years since the COVID-19 crash. 5 things to know in Bitcoin this week. So stepping back, obviously we're seeing a lot of choppiness right now in Bitcoin, and people are panicking, going, what's going on? But I think what we're seeing is actually bullish for Bitcoin. Although we're chopping sideways, going up and down, we're not selling off at a rapid pace with everything that's going on with the macro uncertainty. So I think this is actually pretty bullish for Bitcoin, to be honest. The fact that we're still holding around that $40,000 mark, or a little bit below. And if we step back and see where we were a couple of years ago, Bitcoin capitulated, hitting 3,600 nearly 2 years ago to this day. So we're like 10x higher than where we were back then. If you step back and look at where we are now, I think we're really in that accumulation phase. I think in the macro uncertainty, yes, we may continue to chop up and down, but once things start to trend a little bit back to normal, I think we'll see Bitcoin continue to be bullish. Next, founder of Terra, Do Kwon, just entered a $1 million bet with another Twitter user that a year from today, the price of Luna will be below $88. If the price of Luna, as reported by CoinGecko, is higher than $88, he delivers the Luna to me. If not, he gives it to you. Sound good? The founder is betting that Terra will be above $88, and Sensei Our God is also betting against it. And Kobe, a Twitter profile, is basically holding the money in escrow. So it's interesting to know Terra's been very bullish recently. I'd love to know what your thoughts on Terra is. Do you think we continue this bullish run? Sensei Our God is called Tuna the big connect of this bull run in another tweet, referring to a Ponzi scheme that went bust in 2018. He's doubled down. It'll be interesting to see where we go to from here from Terra. We hold Terra in our long-term portfolio, being the second largest lending platform by TVL behind Ethereum, and they're increasing high interest rates to continue to stake more users to Anchor with inside Terra. But interesting to see how this plays out. Now, in the NFT space, Ethereum co-founder Joe Lubin came out and said he doesn't own NFTs himself, but they are a profound invention, discussing the impact on the technology, basically being able to reshape industries. So since exploding into mainstream media last year, NFTs have been the busiest thing in crypto, turning collectible projects into burgeoning brands, pulled in celebrities and athletes, and generating over $25 billion in trading in 2021 alone. And basically, if you don't know, an NFT works just as similar on a blockchain with a back receipt, and it allows proof of ownership of digital items like artwork and collectibles and video games. And just like we've seen why people buy artwork or why people buy expensive shoes or a Lamborghini, it's a social expression. It's a way to communicate the fact that you own that without using your words. And that's the same thing with NFTs. Whether you went to an event, you're a part of a community, you own this piece of art, you can digitally represent and communicate that ownership through an NFT wallet. What we're about to see is more businesses and more brands continue to get in the NFT space. Are we in a bear market still with this stuff sort of happening? Pixar recently selling out within 24 hours their collection. I don't think so. Well, yes, we're in bearish conditions, but I think over the long term, NFTs are here to stay. It's about finding the blue chips, about finding the projects that will continue to have long-term growth and value. VFriends is one for me that I love. Pixar, just checking this out here. We've also got what NFTs we're buying and what we're selling in our portfolio. We've bought 5 or 6 now that we are bullish over the long term, so you can sign up for a free trial and check that out. But I think the NFT market is here to stay. I think the technology of that proof of ownership and being able to communicate that to the wider ecosystem without needing intermediaries is very valuable, and I think we're going to be here for the long term. Now, OpenSea is continuing to be the market leader in the space. other alternative competitors are building their projects trying to overtake OpenSea. So Solana-based NFT marketplace Magic Eden raises another 27 million in their Series A funding. So Magic Eden holds 90% market share of the NFT secondary trading volume. There's been a lot of continual growth in the NFT marketplace. OpenSea continues to be the dominant factor, but we recently did a NFT marketplace comparison on Collective Shift, so you can check that out, where we run over what are the other alternatives other to OpenSea, also how to buy NFTs on the different marketplaces. You got Gem, Genie, OpenSea, LooksRare, non-Ethereum based one as well, Solana and whatnot. So it'll be interesting to see where that plays out. I think OpenSea continues to be the main dominant factor, first mover advantage, biggest ecosystem, biggest followership, biggest company. It'll be hard to overtake, but we'll see where that goes. That's all from me today. If you'd like to sign up and see our premium content, you can see our portfolios, what we're buying, what we're selling. You can jump over to Collective Shift and sign up for a free trial. Apart from that, I will be back tomorrow. I'm Ben. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks, and bye for now.